Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Baz, WELDERFABBER. And today, in this chapter, you're going to see us go down to pick a brand new welder up, and we finally get to start to build the ramp for Miller's Recovery. Here we are in sunny England once again, on our way down to Wolverhampton, to Shindaiwa. Now then, we are going to collect our second 300A, which is the set that I have in the van already. So this is WELDERFABBER's second purchase, should we say, because I did purchase the one in the van off Foxy, and I wanted another because the job that we're working on next week, I need 2 sets running flat out. So I thought, I'm going to go for a Shindaiwa. I don't want anything else, I want a Shindaiwa. And within the next 12 months, there's going to be another Shindaiwa come out, 400, which will run 3 MIGs at the same time. Right, 3 MIGs. So the main reason why I'm getting this new 300 now is because I need to run 2 MIGs at the same time. And I'm also getting one on a trailer. So if I want to chuck it on back at this Defender, I can just chuck an inverter in back, or just the stick leads in back, whatever welding process it is that we will be doing at the time, and away we go. You know, so we're only 15 minutes away from Wolverhampton now. Now then, just a quick word on Archie and his men. Really recommend them guys, yeah? From what I've seen them do over the last couple of days. You know, I met Archie a while ago, and I could just tell it was a good kid, yeah? So, moving on in the future, I'll use him a lot more, now that I've seen what he's capable of, and his lads. You know, very competent, very high level plant fitters. So, and like I said the other, maybe in the episode of the last one, he is looking for some more men. If you're a good plant fitter and you want a job around that Accrington area, hit them up, because good outfit, and it'll work well between me and us, because he has a big yard. So if I've got any big machines that I need to pull back into the yard, I can just use his yard. Do you know what I mean? And I can send a lot of work his way, because I get offered work. I'm getting offered work all the time. Do you know what I mean? So if I can do things like that, he can help me out sometimes by letting me use his yard. So anyway, we'll be at Shindaiwa in the next 10 minutes. Here we are at Shindaiwa, Wolverhampton main depot. Here is our new 300A, as you can see, on a tow pack for us, all ready to go. We've also got the 240 added to it. If you come around here, director, they don't come as standard with the 240, but I've had that fitted as I have one on the other van, and we've just got an extra socket there for the 110, so we can wire some 110 leads up. Here's a couple of other welders that they've got within the factory. Like I say, I'm not going to show you around the factory because there's too much going on prototype wise for the future sets. This is a 300 that they use as a demo for training purposes. There's a status out of one. If people want to know what they look like, that's out of one of these. But I have heard some interesting news about the new 300 that we've just bought. But I'm not going to talk about that until Tom comes up to see us. Now then, unfortunately, Tom, he's the guy that I've been dealing with, can't be here because he's actually on a plane right now on holiday. But we did need this set, like, urgently, so he allowed us to come down and get it, no problem. But as you can see, pretty much what we've got in the van already, that is just a cover over the remote control. So if we take that cover off, we can plug the remote control in. And aren't they a beautiful set though? Come on, let's face it, they are a beautiful set. You know, so I'm well happy with it. this is our second Shindaiwa. Very low noise. I'll fire it up for you now. They are actually only 91 decibels, these. I'll give it a little bit of heat. So that's on full revs there. I'm stood right next to it with the mic. Hardly anything. Now then, in my opinion, Shindaiwa, hands down, are the best set to buy on the market. Other people will disagree with me. I don't really care, yeah? But I talk from my experience with Shindaiwa. And there is a new 400 coming out later on in the year that I will definitely be getting one on demonstration. All right, so stay tuned for that one, coming later in the year. So we're going to hook this up now to the Defender. We have just had the plug changed to the new one, shall we say the new 13 pin. I've also changed it from ball to a normal hitch because I don't like them ball hitches as they make a racket as you're pulling them, don't they? You know, not for me, them ball hitches. Anyway, here's the safety catch. We'll just hook that up. So that is just in case anything goes wrong and this comes off like that. It's not hooked on properly. There you go. That's hooked on. Yeah. Got a 13 pin plug. There we are, all hooked up. Right, I'll just check the lights, director. You tell me if they're good. I've also just got the full service kit for our welder in the van and for this, as this needs servicing. It's first oil service after 50 hours. Just tell me if them lights are alright, director. All good? So there we are, our second Shindaiwa 300A. And what a piece of kit it is. We'll retorque them wheel nuts when we get back up to Preston. All right, guys, let's go. So that was a nice little visit to Shindaiwa there. And I'm looking in my mirrors, I can't see the welder up back, which feels a bit weird, but I press that button there. You can see it on screen there. Got a nice little cover over it, haven't we? Because of this terrible weather again that we've got in the UK. So we'll get back now. The steel has been delivered this morning to Miller's. The transmission will be sent away today. So that machine will be down for a week or so before we have to jump back on that. If we're jumping back on it, we are actually to put it back together. You know, but other than that, we've pretty much got a couple of weeks' work at Miller's. So yeah, look at this British weather here now. Unbelievable. Middle of summer. And this morning a midweek episode came out, obviously, which will be a couple of weeks back now when you're watching this, as we are trying to step in front and drop one back. Hopefully we'll be able to do 2 episodes or chapters per week. Today we're going to go to Miller's Recovery and start the wash frame. So we've got the new Shindaiwa on, We've got the new Warrior in. We've got another Warrior in that will run off the Warrior at the front. Off the Shindaiwa at the front, should we say. Should we say, I keep saying should we say, don't I? Anyway, if I keep saying it, don't I? That's just the way I am. So we've got 2 lots of extension leads, 2 lots of gas pipe leads, 2 gas bottles, and we've got a set of trestles in Cal's van. And we've got some chairs they got given to us yesterday. Some proper good chairs from Pivotal Plant. Cheers for them, Rob. Proper good chairs there, mate, the heavy duty chairs. If you ever come across a good set of chairs, you always get a good set of chairs. So yeah, we'll get to Miller's. 60-70% of the steel did turn up yesterday. It is in the building, so we need to draw it out again on the floor at that end, take a few more dimensions, and then we'll start cutting steel. The only thing we're lacking is a bandsaw. We'll have to cut everything with the chop saw that'll fit in the chop saw, and everything that won't, we'll cut with the plasma or 9-inch grinders. That's just the way it is. Bit old school this, bit old school. No drawings, all in the head. Let's see how it turns out. Are we ready to go, Cal? Yeah, all good to go? Let's go. So here we are at Miller's Recovery. This is our temporary workshop that we've got for a couple of weeks. Absolute belter. This little dome shed that you can buy these, can't you? Just to put up. I don't think they're much money, to be fair, either. But it's ideal for us to what we need. So we've got a new Jenny here, Shindaiwa, and that will run our new little 330 Warrior once we get to a stage where we need both welders running, which won't be for a while yet. And also everything in the van that we need. But we'll keep everything on location whilst the job's been done. We've just had a bit of an organise with the steel work that's actually landed. We are waiting on some more steel coming in, some bigger beams that we need to run down the centre of each platform. So here we got some 150 by 100 by 6 box, some 100 by 10 flat bar there, some 89mm tube, some 100 by 100 by 6 box, some 50 by 50 by 6 box, and we've got our open mesh flooring, which is the more heavy duty stuff. 25 by 6mm flat or 25 by 5 flat bar, I'm not sure which size it is now, but it's 5 or 6mm that flat bar for that flooring. So we'll start by drawing it out on the floor. Draw it out on the floor so we can get some dimensions to what to cut the steel to. Like I say, no CAD drawings involved, we will just do it off the bat as we go along for you all to see. We will set a bit of a time lapse up as we're going along, as Cal's doing there now. We have got 240 power, so that's great. So we've got the 110, we don't need to keep the generators running whilst we're cutting the steel. So we only really need to use the generators when we're welding, which is great, so we'll save on fuel. So they just have to fill both generators up with white diesel. And I thought you was allowed to use red diesel in generators, but I was told you can't. That's agricultural use only. So for construction use, you can only use white diesel in your generators. I didn't know that, although I've been running them on white diesel anyway. But I was looking to buy some cherry just to run the Jennies on. Now we've got 2 running, and we probably will have a 3rd soon. But that is not the case. So I'm going again. We will just have to keep using white diesel. Anyway, we'll get it drawn out on floor, and then we can start cutting the steel up. Now it's all drawn out. We've got 15 metres to this point here, right to the far back wall, which is the full length of the ramp. 15 metres, and it goes up 1500 mil to that point there. Alright, so as we come in, as I talked about the angle stepping, if you look down this end where we crank it up a little bit here at that point there, so the ramp starts there, right against the wall here, pretty much 100 mil off the wall. And then it cranks at that point, and then what we've got to look for as it goes up to the top end there, how much clearance we've got. Now then, we have got 270 mil over a 5.7 metre axle to axle. So axle centres 5.7 metres. The lowest vehicle that's going to go on is 270 mil. So it's going to be close at that. So we might just have to alter it slightly, Cal, to so we've got enough clearance. Yeah, so at 5.7 here, Cal, we're probably just over a little bit there, so should be alright. Should be alright. And then you'll have a 6 metre, with 6 metres flat. So that'll be alright, won't it? Can work over angles out off that now. Work over lengths out, over angles. We know the beams are 4, 5, 6 that's coming in. So if it's a 4, 5, 6, I think it's 4, 5, 6 by 1, 5, 2 universal beam that's coming in. So if you just say 460, that's where beam size there, from there to there. And that'll run the full length, and it'll also run the full length this way, all the way down. We'll just have to notch it at the bottom for it to sit on the floor with a bit of a base plate. So all the 150 box sections, which are these here, we can cut them now. I've actually ordered the base plate, so the base plates are going to come to cut to size with holes in, and I'm going to order a load of stiffeners to go from the 100mm box sections, which is the one at the back, to go from them to them. We're going to have a big stiffener plate, if you will, like an angled plate, all out of 10mm again. But really I can only order that once the beam is here, so I know the inside dimensions within the beam. So the box section is going to be notched into it, and then I need the measurement from the bottom of the box to the inside of the universal beam. And then that'll save us a lot of work if I was just to buy sheets in and cut them with a plasma. Yeah, I might as well get them laser cut somewhere. Isn't that right, son? So now we can crack on cutting that box up. Hopefully the steel beams will be here today, if not tomorrow. But we can get a lot of steel cut today. So after a little more thinking, we've just decided to take a little bit more off the top. So can you see that bit there? We're dropping it down 100mm. So then when we know that the lowest vehicle comes up it, it's got plenty of clearance within the centre. So all that means is Callum's marking the beam out now, the beam size, which is a 456 beam, can you see? That's a 456 beam going down, which will be notched at the bottom. We'll notch it here and then put an end plate on it, like a base plate, 10mm flat bar on bottom there. And we'll also notch it at the top here, so we know we've got plenty of clearance then when the vehicle runs over onto the ramp. You know, the last thing we want is a vehicle to come up with a low fuel tank on it, and as it starts to go onto the straight, the fuel tank could catch on that corner. So we're eliminating that by stepping it in a little bit, and we'll cut the top of the beam off, as you'll see over the next few days. Okay, so I'll just give you a little update where we're up to. As you can see, we've got the cross braces cut and all cut for the opposite side. All right, these uprights, these 150 by 100 box sections, are all cut for the full 15 metres. And I'll show you exactly what we're doing. Might as well draw it again, Cal, just so the people know. So tomorrow we're waiting on an I-beam coming in, which will be a 152 by 456. So we're going to have to notch some little box sections. So we want 300mm there, and then we want another 100mm box section on there, running the full length, running the full 15 metres. On this side, we're going to want the 400 again, which is where your wheels are going to run. Yeah, so you're going to have a gusset plate going from there all the way to the bottom of that beam. But this box section here is going to run 1200. Is it 1200, Cal? No, 1400. 1400. So it'll be 1400 to the end of that. But you'll have that same gusset plate there. The gusset plate is actually shaped like that. All welded in there into that beam. Then you'll have your open mesh flooring on the to the end here. On the end here, you will have a kick plate, a 100mm kick plate there, and then we're going to make a handrail, a box section handrail that goes all the way up and all the way down. Right? On the inside here, we're going to put a 50 by 10 flat bar there with a tube on it. So basically, you can't drive the truck off it either way. So you're going to have one on one side, one on the other. Obviously, opposite hand, right? Them box sections there that you see, they're going to sit underneath this beam here, like that. And then you're going to have a base plate on, again what we've ordered today, bolted down to the floor. And there are your box sections that are running up and down, as you can see there, up and down. Also, when they are together next to each other, we will brace it like that and put a beam right across, front and back. It'll be well braced up, it's well over-engineered, if you ask me. And that's where we're up to so far. So we've not had to run any of the generators yet, because we've been basically just cutting off the 240 using the chop saw and the grinders. So yeah, I think when that beam comes in, then we can start putting things together and they get the base plates delivered and the gussets delivered tomorrow. I think that'll do for today, Cal, won't it? Yeah. Back here at 7 in the morning, because you're going to pick the plates up, son. plates and the gusset plates that we need. Just get a bit corner at workshop out of way. We're going to run the new Shindaiwa today. Full lock this way. Oh, down that. And the best thing about being at Miller's is they do MOTs here, and they will do me 12 weekly inspections on Bella Blue, which is a bonus. So how's it been running, Cal?
Yeah, it's good.
Bang on.
Yeah, it's mint, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it runs well.
So how much have we got out of a tank so far?
Well, we got it at 72,000, and we're at 72,615, and we've got half a tank. So we've probably done about a tank every 500 miles, so it's pretty good on fuel, really.
500 miles to a tank of fuel.
Yeah, you want that.
Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? Right, so this van is due MOT today, so Miller's will MOT it for us, and just run it into the workshop now. Tell them if it needs anything at all, get it done. Yeah, yeah. Like that might be a puncher on it, might there? See if they can sort of puncher out. Top oil up, slow on oil. Headlight bulb. Everything, full inspection, full MOT. So we'll look after it for you, Chris, is basically what we're trying to say. Alright, get that dropped off, get your overalls on. Alright. Plates have just landed. Now then, these are the gusset plates that will sit with inside the beam and go underneath the box section, as you'll see when we're putting it together. Okay, you see how I've got a little radius put on that corner? That's all when it sits inside the web of the beam. It should be a snug fit. Should be. We've got all the base plates and we've got some of the bits of plates that we need for the job. That's how the base plates will sit on the box. I really want to be tacking it all together as it is before we put any base plates on, and the beam. Tack the beam, get it all tacked together and then lift it up in one piece, if you will, and then put the base plates on. Right, but what's holding us up at the minute, the beam hasn't landed, which caused me a bit of a problem. So I could do it here now. I could do to get the beam cut and cranked, so we'd have the beam length, and then we'd make both of them on top of each other, which will be a lot easier for fabrication. Other than that, I'll get onto the steel supplier in a minute, and if it's going to be a good few hours, then we'll start putting it together on the base plates. Now then, that gusset plate there, like I said, it will sit within the beam, so that will, the beam goes halfway up that, doesn't it? Like that. And then there'll be one at the other side. And then you've got a box section that comes up here, and then a box section that runs the full length of the beam as well. It's going to be quite a heavy lump when it's done. It'll probably weigh about 6-7 tonne altogether. And we'll make it in one hit in here and transport it up the yard one way or another. And I just spoke to Jack about that before, and he's not bothered about that, but he just said, Baz, just put it together and we'll move it. Don't worry about moving it, we'll move it. We're specialists in moving stuff, so I'll leave it up to him to move it once it's together. The only downside to building it in here is we've had a string line on the floor where it is going at the other end of the yard, and the floor is very up and down and it's got a bit of a taper on one end, so the base plates will need packing up in different locations once this is sat in its new home. So I might even look at the gaps underneath the base plates rather than just sliding some bits of metal under them like most people do. I might get some actual base plates made, again, the same size as what they are, to fill the gap underneath. It'll just look a little bit more professional. You never know, it might just sit flush, but I very much doubt it. Very much doubt it. Well, hopefully we'll get a lot of it tacked together today, and you'll have a much better idea in your head what we're actually talking about. Look at that. I just love looking at that. That has to be the best looking welder generator on the market, don't it? Best looking, best everything. Shindaiwa. There is a feature that you can run both of these sets in sync. That's coming. I did tell you, didn't I, that big things are coming from Shindaiwa. That's just a little one of them there that I just told you. You can run two sets in sync. 300 amps. What does that make? 600 amps. I'm not saying any more. So we've just got the Warrior set up to the new Shindaiwa, so the new Warrior and the new Shindaiwa, and we're going to do the first run. Little gas bottle over there. Over interconnect leads. We've got plenty of leads. Come on, Cal, mind your run down, see how it goes. Smooth?
Very.
Smooth. But we are still waiting for the universal beam to come in that sits on here. Across like that. And that will then allow us to put the box sections to come out and the box sections to come in and run all the way down. Should have been here this morning. Just had a phone call now that the steel's only going to land later on this afternoon, probably 4 or 5 o'clock. Not ideal, but it is what it is. So we've done as much as we can there. I can cut the other box sections that we've got in until I run out, because we're still waiting on some box sections coming in. But Callum can now weld all the base plates. Now we've got all the base plates tacked on. Doing alright? So we are running the Shindaiwa out of the van just to keep the noise down in here. Keep the hours off the new set. We'll run that when we've got both of them running at the same time. Who's that one there? He's the main one. He's Jack Miller who owns this gaff, yeah? Just going to have a quick look where we're up to, I presume. But to be fair, we're flying way ahead of schedule. That's how it should be. So the steel beams have just landed, and I've ordered some 457 152 by 52. So that means it's 457. If you don't know your universal beams, that's your 457 across there, across the toes. 152 is the web, across the flange should I say, 152 across the flange, and 52 kilograms per metre. They are 14 metre lengths, so I'll just get the dimensions that I need now to cut them down. We'll pretty much need all of them, Carl, won't we? Yeah. There won't be much off cut. There won't be much off cut from them once they're we've on the frames. At one end we'll have to put a big like taper, cut a taper off the beam. We can crank it on this one here. As you can see, we've got a, can you see how the bottom section is shaped like that? That's where the crank is on the beam, and that's where it starts to fall that way. I think Callum's just welded all the base plates on. We did drop a bit of a mistake, should we say. They should be flush with the end. I'll just sit it in 10mm, that Cal, yeah. Because that is actually butting up to a wall, that. And then we can put like a gusset in there if we want to, if we feel the need for it, once we've got it all together. Because I know what Jack's like, and he's going to want to put big weight on this. Put one of them big wreckers on this, what they weigh about 32, 33 tonne. So I'm going to go a bit overkill on it, make sure it's right, you know, and yeah, we're doing all right. Only on day 2, flying. If Carl gets his overalls on and stops drinking that monster, why are you still drinking that stuff?
Because you've not given me any holy.
Oh, I'll just give you a tub of holy if you want a tub of holy. Yeah. So the plates, you see the laser cut plates there. You also made a mistake, as I've got that, see how I've got that rounded off on that corner there. So it butts up to the beam better, but it should be on that end. So we'll have to grind that corner down, and then each one of these box sections needs notching. So it'll notch and sit onto that, like that. So a little notch out of that, and that'll sit in the centre of that plate. And I did get them plates cut off my pal at Clear Cut Laser Cutting. They're over at Bay Cut Way there, can you see? That is one of my mates that owns that company, and I only ordered them yesterday, and we picked them up at 6 o'clock this morning. So that was a good turnaround. paid for. I like to pay for everything up front if I can. I don't even want to go down the road of trying to get 30, 60 day accounts. I want to try and pay for things so everything's paid for, and then your customers, or suppliers should I say, pretty much help you out with a better response time when you pay them quickly. Like I used to do at Hertz. So if somebody, if I go in somewhere and I need something quick, I always used to get them paid quick, because then they'd push me to the front of the queue, if you will. And that's one way of getting to the front of the queue, pay people fast and on time. Are you ready to go now? We just found a good butty shop down the road, so we just had a dinner. That's why we're just messing about a little bit here. But now we'll get cracking. The rest of the steel just brought in now, just got delivered. Shouldn't be much more needed now, to be fair. Just a few little bits of flat bars here and there, and maybe another panel of the open mesh flooring, but as you can see it's starting to take shape now. Carl, just stand next to that, so just to give them a rough idea of the height to our viewers. As you can see, we just cut that beam on an angle. And then the other beam will be cut on an angle, so it cranks downwards, like we marked on the floor, if you remember. You see there? You can mark on the floor there. So as you can see, it's starting to take shape a little bit. Height-wise, we've got another 25mm to go on there of that open mesh flooring. And then you've got your wheels, haven't you? So your axle, the bottom side of your axle will be about there, around head height. So you don't want it too high, and you don't want it too low. It's all about getting it just right. But the problem that we have on this site in particular is the length, as we've only got 15 metres to play with. So even if an 8-wheeler is hanging over a little bit, or a trailer's coming down if they've got a trailer on it, it'll be fine. Could always turn the vehicle round and back it on, which is what they've had to do in the past, but I don't really want them to do that with making something from scratch like this. But yeah, I'm pleased with how it's going. We're on our second day, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, so we'll get a bit more done yet. Right, we'll get some stiffeners in and a couple of box sections in just to show you before we finish for the day. We've got a rake more of them to cut that length, 1300. We've got them at 300 to fit, which will go to the gusset plates. There will be a metre gap in the middle. Once it's all together, we'll have a full metre gap when the platform is actually on. And the platform itself, including the wheel deck, will be 1800. It's 800mm plus a metre for the walkway. Yeah. So yeah, all going well so far. As you can see, we clean everything up as well. You see, if you notice on the box sections, whenever we do a cut, we take the scale off. You see, we descale everything before we weld it. I think kid's getting tired. Kid's getting tired, ain't you, lad? Huh? Warm today. So I do hope you're enjoying these chapters with me and Callum now that we're on our own. You know, we're not restricted in any way, shape or form. We can do what we want when we want. Pretty good, isn't it? It is quite a good feeling, isn't it? You know, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love working for Foxy, like, but it's much better to be working for yourself. And now we made that jump. It feels like the right decision, doesn't it? You know, we've got a lot of work coming in, a lot of work in the pipeline that you guys don't know nothing about yet. Anyway, we'll have a quick brew and crack on here. Yeah. We should have said a quick holy.
Look good in that, Cal. Sit in it.
So main man's just popped in again, look, Miller.
Sit in it, Cal.
Jackie boy.
Oh, Cal, sit in it. Sit in it.
And he's got a van here for our Cal.
Well, sit in it, Cal. Cal, come sit in it. It's already sold. Come sit in it, mate. See how good you look. See how good you look. Come sit in it.
Jack, how many of these did you buy?
3 or 4. Well, 3 or 4, yeah.
And then this is a man van. Is it a 5-tonner?
5.5 this one, yeah.
5.5 tonner, medium,
Cal, sit in it.
medium wheelbase.
Get in, mate. It's got
He
a seat cover.
won't get in it with
Come on,
seat.
get in. Come on, get in. Look at that. Oh.
Now that is a proper van. Let me have a look. Let me have a look.
Get in, Cal.
Jack, stop doing that.
Got bars on it as well. Lovely. Cal, sit in it. Come on. I want to see how happy you look. Cal, come on. Sold. Cal, sit in. I want to see how happy you look. Sold! Oh, that's a happy man right there. That's a happy man right there.
What's it like, Cal? To be fair, you ain't going to get any better than this, are you?
That, Cal, don't you? I sell it you cheap. Get it.
How much talking, Jack?
I want you.
No swearing, Jack, no swearing.
Bleep. I don't know, I'd have to work out a special price for you, wouldn't I?
You won't sell this one anyway.
I would.
What, have you sold the others?
Yeah.
Have they all gone?
Yeah.
Have they?
Yeah. Sold that one that I had, the 5.5, down rated, and then I sold the other one. And then there's this one. And then I got rid of the old one. It's all quick, you know.
There's some money in this recovery game, I'm telling you now. You want to see stuff that this one's got on order.
Mate,
Jack, get a picture at back out.
Mate, you look cool. You look cool there, mate. You do.
Proper van,
You look good in that.
And I don't even have to change gear.
You look good.
Automatic.
You look good in that.
Proper spec.
So Jack's also into his bikes, motocross bikes and road bikes. Now then, look at this that he's just ordered. Or should I say you're about to pick up, are you?
Yeah, I'm going to pick it up hopefully next week.
What is it that?
It's Pecco's last year's winning bike.
Wow. MotoGP bike?
Yeah, I think it is. Just looks good, doesn't it? Just looks good.
So I said to him, what are you going to do with it? He said, I'm just going to put it in front room.
Yeah, it's good if it's an investment.
It's an investment, and he's never going to ride this one, are you?
No.
You're just going to...
No, it's going in the living room.
Yeah. I mean, when he buys these recovery trucks, yeah, you know, you might see fancy recovery trucks on road millers, but he buys them for investment. I mean, in a year or two's time, they're worth more money, aren't they?
Yeah, I generally get back what I paid for them.
Yeah. So you get a year's or two's work out of them and get your money back.
That's
So
it, yeah.
that's what it's all about, isn't it?
Back to Cal looking cool in this van.
You work for like BM or something, Jack. Salesman.
I could be, could I?
Carl, you've got your own little fan base out there now.
Need a proper van there, don't I?
Yeah, you
Hint,
do.
hint. Hey, well, yours has got a sun visor on it. What else has mine got that yours hasn't?
Yeah, mine's got the visor on.
But the actual reason I'm having here, I'm going to put that in the building tonight.
That wants to quit building?
Will it go in tonight or will there be no room? It's alright if not. I'm just running that out of space in the unit.
We could probably move stuff out at where, Jack, if you want to put it in building.
Stuff, I won't bother. It's fine if you have to move things. Yeah, if you have to move things, it's fine.
Nice looking van, that, ain't it, guys?
Yeah, I'm going to order another.
Is that the bigger engine one, the 160?
It's the biggest I think you can get in it, yeah. I think now that's the biggest you can get. At the time when I ordered them, that was the biggest you can get.
I mean, welding vans, all welding vans really should be 5-ton vans if you're carrying welders in them, not gear. You know, because I'm on the limit. I'm running at 4.8. Do you know what I mean? And that's why I've got to put a trailer on sometimes to cart stuff about. But But this yard here now, this is Jack's yard, and it is Friday night, and this will start filling up massively with trucks. How many trucks will park in here, Jack, tonight?
150.
150 trucks?
Yeah, about 150, yeah.
Proper yard like, isn't it?
Yeah, it's big. Well, we're hoping to go bigger if we can get planning permission for the field.
Yeah, so on the opposite side of this yard there's a big field. How many acres?
4 acre field.
4 acre field, so if you get planning on that, you've got to park trucks in there.
Yeah, once you've made my bridge.
You want me to make a bridge?
Yeah, I need a bridge in there.
That's another job, we've got to make a bridge to go into the field. Oh, we'll get this done first. I'm just looking at a bin wagon. You got a bin wagon on the wash up there. Will that lift it or not?
No, that's what I mean, it won't lift it.
Right, so if we look up there, right in front of the camera now, there's a bin wagon that is actually on Jack's wash ramp, but the ramp won't lift it up because it's too much weight. How much weight's in one of them?
It's loaded, so it'll be about 26 tonne, I'd
26
say.
tonne.
Something around there, but it won't pick it up.
So there's going to be
issue.
probably 30 tonne weight on this, yeah?
A bit more.
Bit more.
I'm going to test it, I told you.
Right. Well, we're going to put extra. We're going to put extra bracing in.
I'm going to test it.
All right, guys. If you are watching this, it is Saturday, the 1st of June. So it is a big day for WELDERFABBER today because we are actually moving out of this unit. All right. We have realised that this unit is far too small for me and my brother DTM Fabrications. So we have actually got the unit that we originally wanted, which is twice the size of this, right? But there's a very special story behind it that I'm only going to show you when we're actually studying the unit, yeah? So that will be in a couple of weeks' time on YouTube. But the reason why I'm telling you now is because it's going to be all over social media, on my Instagram, and people will be like, whoa, what's this? Do you know what I mean? So you might as well know now because you are watching this on Saturday the 1st of June. And yeah, it's very special to us as a family, me the director, Dan, and you will find out the story in a few weeks' time. So cheers guys, thanks for watching, I'll catch you on the next one.